When the child grows up, she becomes very dependent on others for maintaining their self-esteem and calming their anxiety with food, overeating, binge eating, drinking, smoking, and so forth. We call them the needy type, or my girlfriend is needy, or my boyfriend is needy. Freud's theory of psychosexual development claims that we pass through 5 critical phases. These phases are oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Today, we're going to dive deep into the oral stage of psychosexual development that starts at infancy, when the child comes into this world, up until about a year and a half of a child's life. So when an infant comes into this life, it's impossible for a little infant to survive without a caretaker, and particularly a mother. This little infant is an extension of its mom. It fully depends on her milk, on her nurture, on her warmth, on her presence. So it's very important to breastfeed a child. Now, if for some reason a mother doesn't have milk, it's not the end of the world. You can feed them with formula, but what's important to maintain is that physical and eye contact. The bottle still has to emulate the breast. A lot of modern mothers don't want to deal with that because they're busy and they have to go back to work, but actually it's important to understand that it's critical, and there's all kinds of studies being done that it's best for the child to be breastfed. This is not me saying, this is a wild-scale research, and nature teaches us. So besides giving the best nutrition to your child, yes, some people argue that formula provides best nutrition, but well, from what I see, what I read, what I study, what I feel, my intuition, what nature, how nature created us, of course the mother has to create nutrients and receive nutrients rather. Children that are breastfed with mom's milk, they are actually healthier in the long run. If the child establishes this secure connection between the infant and another human, right? Let's take a look if there's any disruption happens during this period. Like, for example, mother goes for a long vacation and leaves the child to a nanny or to a grandma, or she went away somewhere to finish her studies, or she simply has to go back to work, right? I'll tell you, when I was growing up in Soviet Union, women were given 3 years for the, what it's called, maternity leave. In America, it's 3-4 months. 3-4 months, imagine that. When the mother does not produce milk or decides not to breastfeed, you can often see a mother gives a bottle to a child, puts them next to her on the pillow, and the little baby sucking on the pillow all by itself, without this physical skin-to-skin contact, without the eye contact. The child loses its paradise. A mother's breast, it's the whole earth, whole universe. My mother, my warmth, my love, my goddess, my everything. And this everything abandons me. So during this period, if the child is removed from the breast, from the mother's milk, certain mechanisms start to take place. And the child starts to suppress this pain and learns how to cope without it, without the universe, without the love, the warm milk, and the touch of the breast. And a certain type of personality starts to form. It's called the oral character type, where a child, by suppressing this pain, forms this kind of, I'm fine, I don't need you, I'll survive on my own. A big hole forms in a child, solar plexus, heart area, that in the adulthood life will almost be impossible to fulfill, right? Welcome addictions, smoking, drinking, some oral sexual fixations, or pornography or video games, but usually it has something to do with the mouth, like eating, right? Or if you can see those, remember children in the classroom, they were obsessed with like sucking and biting on the pencil or on the pen. Oral fixation, right? They call it. When the child grows up, she becomes very dependent on others for maintaining their self-esteem and calming their anxiety with food, overeating, binge eating, drinking, smoking, and so forth. We call them the needy type, or my girlfriend is needy, or my boyfriend is needy. Let's take a look at some character traits of these people. What kind of adult will they make when they grow up? So they're very expressive, very actually open, high on openness for experience people. They genuinely like to help others, and they deeply crave love. They have problems with their romantic relationship. On one hand, they crave, that's all they need to be fulfilled with this romantic love. But at the same time, when they find this kind of person, they're unable to receive love. And they always carry this kind of defense, a wall, not being able to allow themselves to fully emerge into intimacy with another person. And it's this attitude, if something goes wrong, I'm at the door, well, I don't need you, I'm fine without you kind of attitude. They actually crave, they even demand love, but when they get it, they're not fully able to receive it, because why to even go there? I will be abandoned anyway. They also kind of 1 foot out their door. If something is off, they think, well, somewhere else will be better. And so they constantly chase for that better relationship, but they never are able to find it because it's impossible to fulfill that void. They have this big grandiosity about life and themselves. I am everything. I'm the superstar, this narcissistic trait. Or I'm nothing. I'm completely nothing. I can do everything myself. I don't need anyone. And then I'm unable to take care of myself. Please take care of me. They can easily identify their feelings, name them, be aware of them, and express them to communicate them to others. Their feeling of aggression is suppressed, so it comes out through passive aggressiveness, or it often comes out under the influence of alcohol, right? My mom was like that. She was the sweetest, smartest, intelligent person, but whenever she drank and she had an alcohol addiction, she would just become a monster. So they struggle in love, and they often go for people who are older in age. Men go for older women, women go for older men. So they're in constant pursuit to fulfill that emotional void from the past. They often disorganize and can't keep appointments. So have you recognized yourself in this description? Well, I'll go first. When I was reading this, I was like, oh my gosh, like 90, I'm not 100% of it, but I don't know, 80 to 90%, that's me. Grandiosity, I'm the superstar, or I'm absolutely nothing, prone to depression, not being able to open up in a relationship because intimacy is so scary. Why'd you even go there? Because I'm going to be betrayed anyway, right? All of these things apply to me. So please share in the comment below if you have found yourself in this description. I definitely confuse my emotional needs with my appetite needs. I actually know whenever I get anxious, whenever I had a fight with someone, what do? I go to the kitchen and I stuff myself. It's very common, right? What to do about this? You have to commit yourself to the path of healing. And by healing, I mean, we have so many of various modes of healing nowadays. Like, let's start with therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. For me, what worked is somatic therapy. Somatic, where actually you work with your body. You go to somatic healer. Yoga is one of the somatic exercises, right? That's why you feel so integrated after you exercise, or any kinds of sports, really. It's also important not to run away from that void with sports. Many men do that, or women too. You have to put yourself, you have to immerse in that void, go through it, so to speak. Alternative methods like ayahuasca, and of course coaching, because the truth is we will never be able to fulfill ourselves with foods or drinks, smoking, right? We know this by now. It will only make us unhappier and unhealthier, physically, literally. Okay, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm your certified sex and relationship coach. My name is Katya Czar, and I will see you in my next video. We'll be talking about different stages of psychosexual development of a child or human being. Fascinating.